In our first film, we traced Corby's rapid growth from a sleepy Northamptonshire village to today's bustling industrial new town. But when the shift comes off, how do the workers spend their leisure time? This recreation club, built by the steel firm of Stewarts and Lloyds, was one of the first centres of entertainment to be provided after the Scottish invasion of 1933. And even today, it's the town's most comprehensive recreation centre, with a dance and concert hall, full-sized stage and orchestra pit, 2 lounges, a smoke room, games room, bowls room, billiard room and bar. And the 22 acres of playing fields include a rugby pitch, 6 tennis courts, 2 cricket pitches, 2 football pitches and 2 bowling greens. The traditional game of English bowls now has a rival from across the Atlantic. This 20-lane 10-pin bowling centre cost £100,000. Strike! If you don't want to play, you can simply sit and watch, have a meal in the restaurant, or a drink in the bar. Sporting organisations include everything from hockey to athletics, go-karting to golf, cross-country running to cricket, bowls to basketball, pigeon racing to ping pong, and one enthusiastic Scot even has plans for introducing Gaelic football. This group of enthusiasts, complete with snorkels and oxygen cylinders strapped to their backs, are hoping to form a properly organised skin diving club. Corby Auto Rally Club, formed in 1957, now has 100 motoring enthusiasts in its membership. One of its main aims is to contribute to road safety by improving the standard of driving. Better driving campaigns and road tests designed to give greater accuracy in a driver's judgment of distances and manoeuvrability are regularly held. Competitive rallies, where timing is important and where a navigator with ordnance survey maps and a compass is essential to the driver, are also held. So too are treasure hunts by car, indoor model car racing meetings and go-karting. Gone are the days when families moved away from Corby because there was nothing to do. Today there are more than 200 clubs, societies and organisations. Corby Town Football Club play in the First Division And as the town is already the second biggest in the county, the club is hoping for an early election to the Football League. In 1964, a £60,000 golf course will be opened on this land, once devastated by iron ore mining and now restored. Cycling to swimming, football to fencing. And for the younger generation, the Crow's Nest Teenage Club was opened in 1960 by Youth Ventures Limited, a non-profit-making organisation pioneered by socialist peer Lord Stonham and supported by well-known personalities like pop singer Tommy Steele, woman racing driver Sheila Van Dam, Sterling Moss and Billy Butlin. Aim of Youth Ventures is to provide a club for the unclubbable teenager, the boy or girl who would scorn a conventional youth club or church club with table tennis, football and arts and crafts, and who would otherwise be hanging around street corners. Here they can please themselves what they do or what they don't do. They can jive all evening and occasionally all night, play pop records, drink coffee, have a meal, or simply do nothing. The £10,000 Conservative Club has 1,400 members, 200 fewer than the £25,000 Trades and Labour Club, which has a doorkeeper and chucker out who revels in the name of Mr. Macmillan. Once every 20 years, the world-famous Corby Pole Fair is held, beginning at dawn on Whit Monday morning with a procession through the old village and the reading of a charter granted by Queen Elizabeth I in 1585. The Pole Fair gets its name from the survival of an old Danish punishment of carrying prisoners on a pole. 4 centuries after the first Danish settlement, from which Corby derives its name, Henry III in 1226 gave the settlement permission to hold 2 fairs a year, including the right to extract payment of a toll from merchants and others who came to do business at the fairs. Even today, visitors to the fair must pay a toll before entering the boundaries of the old village. Even cars have to run the gauntlet, and those who refuse to pay up are arrested and carried on a pole to the stocks, where they are kept prisoner until a coin of the realm has been paid for their release. The courthouse is used not only for the weekly magistrates' court, but for the monthly meeting of Corby Urban District Council, whose 22 councillors, 16 of them socialist and 6 conservative, administer the day-to-day life of the town. 5 of the councillors are housewives, 3 are tube workers, 2 are steel workers, and the others are a clerk of works, a labour relations officer, a draftsman, a tool technician, an engineering foreman, a blast furnaceman, a grocery manager, a tube works inspector, a teenage club manager, a post office sorter, a research technician, and a railway signalman. On them falls the task of levying the town's rates, looking after the 2,900 council houses, all but 100 of which have been built since the war, providing recreation grounds, street lighting, the upkeep and cleaning of roads, sewers and surface water drains, and providing sewage disposal and main drainage. Every year during Glasgow Fair Fortnight, when 2,000 or more Glaswegians invade Corby to spend holidays with relatives in the town, a charity fete is held organised by Corby Round Table and Corby Rotary Club. There's all the fun of the fair and more besides. In the 5 years the fete has been held, more than £4,000 has been raised for charity. And in Little Scotland, what better than Scottish dancing and the skirl of the pipes from the steelworkers of Stuart St Lloyd's Pipe Band, resplendent in full dress uniform. One of Corby's social highlights of the year is the Civic Ball. Organised by the chairman of the council in aid of charity, it's attended by leading townspeople and civic dignitaries from miles around. The 1963 ball raised more than £500 for the Imperial Cancer Research Fund, despite the fact that for 25 shillings a head, the guests had a mouth-watering buffet which included caviar, prawn cocktail and smoked salmon. In 1963, work started on the eagerly awaited £750,000 civic centre on a prominent site in the centre of the town. When completed in 1965, the council staff will move from their present cramped offices and the councillors themselves will be able to move from the magistrates' court for their meetings. Fact, the cost of building Corby so far is nearly £14 million. Fact, since Corby became a new town, 8 new churches have been built and the same number of public houses. Fact, the original planned population of 40,000 will now be increased to 55,000 by 1969. With natural growth, this will give a population of 75,000 by the turn of the century. Fact, 31% of the population are children under 15 years, 11% more than the national average. Fact, the world's biggest potato crisp plant is being built at a cost of £1.75 million. Fact, underneath the village green, a noted beauty spot in the days of Corby's famous fairs, has been found 500 million tonnes of iron ore. Fact, Corby's cosmopolitan population is made up of 27 different nationalities. Fact, in 1910 there were 200 schoolchildren. Today there are 8,200. Fact, while Corby raises thousands of pounds for charity every year, certain citizens believe charity begins at home. Each year they help themselves to 250 bicycles belonging to other people. Corby's push-bike pinchers account for more than half the total number stolen or borrowed in the rest of the county put together. Fact, among the more unusual organisations are the only women's supporters club of Glasgow Rangers in the world, an Aberdeen association, a Welsh society, a Black Country society, a Geordie club, a Yorkshire society, a German-Austrian club, a Latvian male voice choir, a continental touring and camping club, a silver band, and a cactus society. This architect's model shows how the Civic Centre will look when completed. In the modern building of 3 blocks will be a council chamber, civic offices, an assembly hall, a theatre, and a swimming pool with a cafe and sun balcony. This shot of the Civic Centre, with scaffolding already up and bricks and cement reaching for the sky, typifies the spirit of Corby today. A young, brash, confident town. A town which has already done much and which is eager to do more. A town already living up to its civic motto: deeds, not words.